there's so many myths about ISAs and just outright confusion about the whole thing out there. I've certainly heard a lot of myths over my time, and I know that we all have. And I thought it'd be a good chance if we all just would talk about some of the ones that we've come across. And the crucial part, how to actually fix that. So I'll go first. I think one of the biggest myths about ISAs that I've heard is that they are risky. And I can see why people might think it, but it is a bit of a misconception about what the account is, because you've got the tax wrapper, which is the stocks and shares ISA, but then you've also got the things that you put inside it. And these are two completely different things, right? So the account isn't risky or risk-free. It kind of doesn't carry anything like that. It's the assets that you put inside that carry the risk, and you get to decide that. And that's one of the wonderful things about investing, is that you get to decide what the assets are and how much risk they carry. If you're a cash saver and you've never invested, the idea of that your assets might go up and down, which is natural in investing, could be a little bit off-putting, but volatility is the price we pay for the hopeful outperformance of equities and shares over cash over the long term. So I think that point about risk is a really good one to bring up. So that's probably the biggest myth that I've come across. Todd, what about you?
Yeah, I think the other big myth that I hear about is that your money's locked away for years. And I think people are actually thinking about pensions there. So with your stocks and shares ISA, you can actually withdraw or sell your shares at any point in time. Obviously, it's better if it's in there for years, not weeks, but that's the power of compound interest. I think we have to bear in mind that investments may go up and down naturally, but ultimately your money's accessible at any time that you like.
Yeah, I think something that's connected to that is this kind of big misconception that you need loads of money to get started.
Absolutely. I mean, from our research, we found that's one of the biggest myths out there, whereas actually with Robinhood, you can invest with just $1. And with fractional shares, it makes it even easier, because in order to get a slice of your favorite companies, you no longer have to buy a whole share, but you can just buy a fractional share, which means you do it according to your own budget, and it's no longer just for the wealthy.
And there's another one as well, that you can only have £20,000 inside an ISA. So that is partially true. We all get £20,000 ISA allowance every year. And you can use that allowance to contribute to all of your ISAs, including your stocks and shares ISA. But that allowance refreshes every year. So you get it every tax year, and there's no limit to how much your money can grow inside the ISA.
Yeah, and another big myth for me is that you need to be an expert to get started, but it's really just not true at all. We can all get into it. And at Robinhood, one of the big things that we believe is democratizing finance for all. So to open an ISA, all you really need is to be 18 and a UK resident for tax purposes. That's it. You don't need to be binging balance sheets before bed.
Yeah, and you don't need to use your full allowance or pick the best stock. Ultimately, it's whatever works for you. And I think if you're not an expert and you're looking for market news, you can head to the Robinhood website to really level up your experience and expertise.
So it sounds like ISAs aren't actually as mythical and mysterious as maybe they're made out to be. In fact, they're one of the most powerful and simple tools that we have as investors in our arsenal. The good thing about the Robinhood ISA is that it's delivered in a way that there's just no jargon, no fuss, and you can do it in a way that suits you when you want and where you want.